Raw began with a food fight on Monday because what better way to open a wrestling show in 2016 than with a trope that was popular in teen comedies in the 80s?
I'm a zit. Get it?
What's up, guys? It's me, it's that ERIC. I am the People's co-host, Eric Barnes. This is Raw's E-Bar, so let's get to it. Okay, so after the quote-unquote world's largest food fight, which is a term that I find to be debatable, most likely. I mean, I don't know of any larger food fights, but I'm sure there had to be some. Anyway, the show began with Titus O'Neil taking on Rusev for the United States Championship, and yet again, he failed to get the job done. I think that this feud started out interesting, but it's been almost, not totally, but almost completely one-sided in favor of Rusev up to this point. I did like how Raw started with a match rather than a promo, food fight aside, but with the way that this has been booked, it's just not interesting to see one guy consistently dominates another guy if they're going to be in a feud. So, kind of hoping this is the end between Rusev and Titus. Now that Sasha's back, things do seem to be getting a bit more interesting regarding the Women's Championship. I didn't hate Charlotte's feud with Natalya by any means. There were a lot of entertaining moments and some good matches that went with that, but there was really at no point that I felt like Natty really had a chance to win the Women's Championship. It just, from the beginning, did not feel like it was her time. Now, Sasha seems like a legitimate contender, so instantly makes everything more interesting whenever somebody actually has a chance to win the championship. I really like Sasha's promo work against Charlotte on Monday, and I think that Charlotte's doing a great job in her heel role as well because she definitely annoyed me several times throughout this segment. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what Dana Brooke is really adding to this equation. Certainly not as much as Ric Flair was. But even 2-on-1, Sasha ended up putting Charlotte in the bank statement before Dana made the save. That's kind of how the segment ended, but whenever they finally decide to advertise when this match is going to be, probably at Battleground, I'll be excited for it. We got a not-so-epic champion versus champion match. Dean Ambrose faced The Miz. You know, I can remember back in the day whenever the WWEF, whatever you want to call it, champion would face the Intercontinental Champion. It was a huge deal. This, meh, not so much. And it's not to take away from either of them. I like both of these guys, but whenever one guy is just on such a higher level, you know, I don't think that anybody believed that Miz was going to win against Dean Ambrose here. So it's just, you can't really invest in a match whenever the outcome is so clear. I don't know. But that applies to this match, and I feel like it also applies to this match of Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. I thought that they put on a terrific match, but obviously Seth Rollins was going to win. I mean, he came out on top. I don't think it surprised anybody. You put guys that are going to be in your next pay-per-view main event against guys that haven't necessarily made it on the pay-per-view, sometimes the pre-show, haven't even been around, like The Miz. I mean, they're mid-card at best, and they just don't compare to a top-level tier like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. These guys just aren't going to win, so it immediately takes you out of it because you know there's no possibility of anything happening except what you expect to happen. And predictability, that's cancer to wrestling, in my opinion. So there were a lot of entertaining bits to these two segments. Like this, for instance. I really like whenever Ambrose was leaving, Seth Rollins came out, Ambrose comes running back to the ring, everyone thinks they're going to fight. He just slides on back to the other side and joins the Spanish commentary table. That was pretty funny. I like that a lot. I really like the Rollins promo about Roman Reigns, how he's supposed to be a role model, although that will probably lead into this whole redemption angle for Roman Reigns thing that we've been hearing about. So, woohoo, really excited for that. And then, not to mention, of course, the brawl between these two that ended with dirty deeds on Seth Rollins on the Spanish announce table that did not break. These two matches and everything between and after, I enjoyed. I thought that this was probably one of the brighter spots of a rather lackluster episode of Raw. Alright, so Vicky Guerrero returned, and honestly, I almost felt kind of bad for her from the lack of reaction of the crowd. I don't know, the crowd this week throughout the entire show, just not one of the better crowds. But Vicky got her point across. She wants to be the COO of SmackDown. Of course, that led to her being escorted out by security. These guys aren't having a whole lot of luck. You'd think that they would see what happened to the past past GMs that have shown up recently. Not good things. Not good things happening for them. And the same thing happened to Vicky. I thought that it was pretty cool seeing Vicky again, and I really liked her interaction with Dolph Ziggler. But personally, I'm still waiting for...
I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Alright, so John Cena called out the club. He called them out. So when one guy calls out three, why wouldn't they come out? So they did. I really, really enjoyed the club's promo Monday night. I thought it was great. It kind of painted them in less of just a generic team light and more of a like DX or NWO light in that they do what they want. They do what they do. And they do it because they can and because it's fun. And what exactly is it that they do? Well, it's beat up John Cena, of course. I don't know. I thought that entire thing was hilarious with naming the different dates, the different holidays, what they were going to do for those holidays, and it was always beat up John Cena. So I thought that it was really funny. I liked it a lot. So the club go down and they beat up John Cena. And even though Cena called them out, I felt like the commentary was saying that we were supposed to feel sorry for Cena. He called him out. This is what he wanted, you would think. So anyway, randomly, Enzo and Cass come out to make the save. So now we have 3-on-3, which is the perfect amount for a match at Battleground. Okay, so again, I have to say that one of the most entertaining segments, probably the most entertaining segment of the night, came from the New Day and the Wyatt family. I haven't seen a promo this creepy from the Wyatts in a very long time, and honestly, I thought that it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. Basically, the Wyatts have a family compound, I guess, and they challenge New Day to come to the compound, and without taking any time to think about it, Kofi and Big E accepted. So that's where things got really interesting as Xavier Woods finally broke down and just tried to explain how dangerous that the Wyatt family is, and that if they don't take the Wyatt seriously, then New Day isn't going to survive. It may be No Day in the future, you know. Again, really enjoyed this. Week in and week out, this feud has been the most interesting part of Raw for me since it began. And I could see this being possibly the end of New Day. I could also see it adding a more serious edge back to New Day, who have just almost become complete cartoons since their face turn. Not that I'm not entertained by them, because I do love the New Day, but since they don't even rag on the cities that they're in, and since New Day rocks instead of New Day sucks nowadays, they really have become just like cartoons. So I think that's part of the reason I like this feud so much, is because it's something that possibly could bring more legitimacy to the New Day, rather than them just being goofy cartoon character bootio spewing faces. So I don't know. I think that is cool. I'm excited to see where it leads. I'm not totally sure about going to the compound. Usually if they have to show things like matches that aren't actually there in the arena. It always loses something in translation. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm definitely excited to find out. And the main event was 16 randoms thrown together because some of them were from America and some of them weren't. So it was Team America versus the Multinational Alliance or something like that. I don't know, some such shit. And of course, Team America won because America. So after what was, I'm not going to say I hated it because honestly, it kind of gave me a very 80s feeling. You know what I mean? Americans versus everybody in such a huge elimination tag. I liked it. Zack Ryder got the win, but you're not fooling me again, WWE. This is going to lead to absolutely nothing, and woo woo woo, you know it. Alright, that's all I've got for you this week, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you like this video at all. Tell your friends if you want to. If you don't, then don't. That's fine. You know, I'm not going to hate on you for it. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you thought of Raw. What do you think is going to happen at Battleground? You know, everything. I'm interested in hearing from you guys as usual. And also as usual, I'll see you guys next week.
Half boogie, half uptight, half day and half night mulatto. Coffee with cream like a billionaire playing the lotto. One hole is good, but two halves is better. Run through the jungle in a powder blue sweater. Listen, think twice. I say let's be nice to the mulatto.